Webs for their flexibility that allowed me to participate in this debate without actually sprinting between the Moses room and Your Lordship's chamber. And I should perhaps declare my interest as an author. I'm not sure if trade non-fiction counts as creative sector or not, but it's certainly somewhere in the vicinity. My second one is on the way. Like everyone, I thank the Noble Lady Baroness Thornton for securing what has been a very rich debate, and also for her enthusiastic and optimistic introduction. And like a number of other Noble Lords and the Noble Lady, I really look forward to Bradford's year in the spotlight. The Noble Lady's question takes a fairly narrow focus on the importance of the creative industries on jobs and growth. I shall leave the debate about a post-growth age to another day, but I do want to take a moment to stress the importance of the creative sector, the opportunity for every human being to exercise their creative impulse beyond the economy. This is crucial to human well-being and flourishing to human life. If we think about walking past a cheerful mural painted by a local artist working with local school children, we need much more public art in our country to enrich our society. You think about people perhaps deliberately visiting a town centre to see a temporary installation made out of waste plastic, of which there's far too much, making a political point, but also building community. If we think about people simply being able to express their anger and frustration at the state of the world and the challenges they face in a creative form, which can be absolutely vital for people's mental health. And I think also perhaps something slightly less obvious to many people. The government is very focused on progressing science, but the creative sector and the scientific sector are intimately interlinked. If we look at where many ideas, many developments of scientific thought happens, it's actually in the creative sphere. And if Noble Lords are looking for example of this, I have to mention a great book I was reading recently, Children of Time by Adrian Tchaikovsky, which takes the understanding that's come from scientists about the intelligence of octopuses and starts to imagine in ways a scientist never could what that might actually mean. It's absolutely fascinating. 3 brief points in the time available. I want to pick up the briefing, particularly from the BPI, an issue that I've raised in other contexts, the issue of artificial intelligence and the way in which generative so-called AI has been, without apparent legal standing, without justification, has been taking the work of many creative individuals and using it for their own purposes. Generative AI is plagiarism, and I think we need to see from the government much more action in that space. I also want to focus briefly, and drawing on here the briefing from the Music Venues Alliance, the way in which, particularly thinking about music venues, but I'd also include theatres in this as well, in which we have seen a collapse in provision outside London and even within London of small-scale venues. I can declare here that once in another life I was actually a reviewer of Fringe Theatre in London, and some of those venues are no longer functional, and I wonder how many of the young actors I saw in those events are still able to be in the creative sector, and how many have been forced out. Which brings me to my final point. One of the reasons why I particularly wanted to take part in this debate is the Noble Lady Baroness Donoghue spoke about how many people, particularly those from disadvantaged communities, are locked out of a career in the creative sector. The Noble Viscount Colville spoke about how many people are being forced into ill health by the pressure and the uncertainty. Well, I want to point to the fact that Britain is not world-leading in trialling alternative approaches. The Irish government is offering 2,000 artists €325 a week of a basic income over 3 years. The City of San Francisco is experimenting with a basic income scheme for 130 artists for 18 months. In the Netherlands, a music industry organisation has a smaller scale trial. If we are going to have a functioning, healthy, creative sector with a wide range of people involved, I would put to the noble lady, the Minister and the Government, that surely it could at least look at trialling a basic income as a way of allowing the creative sector to begin to flourish again.
My Lord.